This is our receiving department. This is where all the product is received in by either FedEx or UPS or even sometimes an LTL truck. In our receiving department, what we do here is our job is to receive the product in. Everything that comes in the same day is received that same day for insurance purposes and tracking records. What we've got is our homegrown receiving system here, where we actually scan in every serial number that comes in with the unit. The same serial number that comes in with the unit is the serial number that is attached to the terminal throughout the life cycle of its existence here at CDE. And what I can show you an example of the one terminal here. What we've got here is a particular terminal. It's received in with the same serial number that it comes in. If for whatever reason a serial number comes in or a terminal comes in without a serial number from a customer, what we do is notify the customer that we received a terminal without a serial number, and they either provide us a serial number or we'll generate our own 810 serial number, send it to them for their records. And as you can see here, every customer has their own customer number. This particular customer is number 2. This is CDE owned stock. The same serial number that it came in, the batch number, the date. So at any time that I need to track a serial number, I can always find out the last person to touch it, the location, and the time they touched it at, so I have complete visibility on the terminal. George here, when he receives in the terminal, like I had mentioned, every customer has their own customer number. Each customer is set up with a specific set of terminals or the equipment type that they send in, so that when you scan in the serial number, it automatically pre-populates all the information that they need to receive the product in. A lot of times our customers will send in terminals with power packs and sometimes without power packs. If it comes in with a power pack, we make a note in the system here so that it knows it needs to go out back to the customer with the power pack. If it comes in without a power pack but it needs to have a power pack going back with it, the system here will also notify the customer of that as well. Over here in the cage, we've got equipment that has been received in and it's got to be stored in the cage. This particular equipment here has internal pin pad, and due to PCI regulations, anything with an internal pin pad or internal pin pad capabilities has to be stored in a secured cage. Once the product is received in, it's automatically moved into our secured cage here and locked and staged for the next process. Okay, and this is our disassembly process. The first thing that we do anytime we touch a piece of equipment is we always scan its serial number, so I have tracking of where the last person to touch it and where the equipment currently is located. And again, what we do here at disassembly is simply what it sounds like. We scan the terminal, we disassemble the plastic. We manufacture a lot of our own plastic in our facility in Shanghai, so for the equipment that we manufacture plastic, I don't need to save that plastic to clean and refinish. We simply recycle. And what she's doing here, she's disassembling this terminal into simply the logic board form. And as you can see, the terminal is literally taken completely out of the casings into the logic board form, broken down into a display board and a logic board. Makes it much easier for our pre-testers to work on it this way. We're certainly grounded with anti-static bags and our anti-static floor, so we certainly have no problems of shorting out any of the equipment. And again, once she scans this equipment in, the corresponding, the system lets her know which FIFO position the equipment needs to go to. So once she scans it in, she's going to fill up this box, and this box is going to be recorded in the system as this box number here, location here, site here, and it's going to go into our FIFO system.
Here in staging, our production manager has the opportunity to look at what we've actually brought in on the FIFO racks. Systemically, we've put each set of products on a specific rack for planning stages. We know in our system how long it takes for every person to do virtually every task, including dwell time between activities. So the production manager can schedule production the day before if he so chooses, and know that as he processes this box, and this box by serial number, suddenly he's exceeded the time capacity of what can be produced that day without changing some people around. As we send product into the production shop, everything is staged out well ahead of time, so it does not enter the production line unless everything is there specifically to finish that task. All right, from our staging area, we then come into our pre-testing area. Running our AI system, which has evolved over the many, many years we've been in business, we now know that when we go to check a particular device, because we've remanufactured, not repaired, but remanufactured 500,000 of them, we can pretty much determine what the failures are. We've also had the opportunity of visiting many, many manufacturing facilities, starting with Verifone's facility down in Kaohsiung early on in Taiwan. And we've seen that certain components need to be replaced in blocks, not one at a time. So our AI system here with our pre-testers allows us to do a specific check in time on a specific problem. If 5 volts is at 4.85, replace this block of equipment. If it's got 400 millivolts of noise, replace this block of equipment. And we go through the entire machine and each and every product that we bring in that fashion, doing blocks of equipment, blocks of components, not just one at a time.
Okay, here's our desolder resolder station. We have these stations set up to be both desolder and resolder, as our desolderers are cross-trained in resolder as well. Again, what they simply do here is they're going to remove the components that our pre-tester called for at his station there. They're going to simply use a paste machine, take off the bad components, put the new components on. But we don't know if that fixed the problem or not. So once they have desoldered, put the new components on, resoldered them back in, they're simply going to push the terminal back onto the conveyor system so our pre-tester can get it again and see if the problem that he called at pre-test that they've desoldered and resoldered fixed the problem. Okay, this is our post-test station here, and what we do here is we're going to test the terminals that desoldered and resoldered have replaced the components on to see if that fixes the problem. And what we do is we run a simulated on-land transaction test here to verify that it tests good. If it does test good, it gets put on the conveyor for assembly. If it's bad, it's going to either get sent back to desolder resolder with more components that need to be changed, or it could possibly get sent out to the tech area.
All right, we've finished our post-test. It's done a number of other tests in the process, but Trina is now in an assembly station pulling product off the assembly line or off the production line in order to assemble it at this point. We will then reassemble every product that we brought through here in like new condition and send it off to our burn-in rack.
Here's our burn-in station. Each burn-in rack is set up with particular power packs, since no two terminal has the same power packs. As you can see, we've got several different types of burn-in racks here. Once a terminal has been deemed successful after it's been assembled, it's going to come over here on burn-in, and it's going to burn in for about 48 hours overnight, testing on and off. It's going to stay in this position, in this powered on state, until the next morning or after the 48 hours, when the final QC tester is going to come by, verify there's no terminals that have burnt out, and that they get put in our bins, put on the middle conveyor, ready for actual final QC testing.
Here we are in quality control, our QC station. Basically, we have one function here, one function only. Can we make the product fail? Can we make it fail before we send it any further along the process? If we can make it fail, we can send it back and effect a better repair. We'd rather have the failure here than at your customer's site. So here we are in packaging. In some cases, our customers ask us to package generically because of their merchant base. In a lot of cases, our customers will ask us to do a high-end custom logo. So we have that option here on behalf of our customer. We've got a variety of labelage we can put on it. We can actually pre-print the packaging if our customer requires that for their own personal image. So here we are in CDE's deployment center, the initial stages of it. We're here and up on the mezzanine as well. Our level of deployment goes to high-end customization, including customized merchant kits, which can be pre-printed with the customer's logo directly on the package. As you can see in the background, we have other things we do in our deployment arena. Instruction labels we can apply, we can create here and apply. We can do customized labeling here again for individual deployments rather than bulk shipments. This is something we do virtually every day, hundreds of times, for all of our customers.
Okay, here's our shipping station. Once the terminal has been packed out successfully, it simply comes down our conveyor to get shipped out in our master shippers. Like I mentioned before, some of our customers want full boxes going out, some of them want batch shipping. Whatever the customer needs, we send it out that way. You can see we've got a box packed out here, getting ready to go back to a customer with 15 terminals ready to go. Once it gets put on the scale here through our FedEx and UPS station, we're going to run a packing slip for it, verify the contents of the packing slip, verify the ship to address matches the UPS label, matches our systems internally, and it simply gets pushed out, ready for the UPS, FedEx to pick it up at the end of the day.